Big Barda is a character based off of Jack Kirby's wife, and while knowing this, John Byrne thought it was a good idea to make her brainwashed and forced to create pornography videos with Superman. But in all fairness, he did it as a retaliation to Kirby making him a character that possesses no genitals and only repeats what the company wants him to say. Let me put it this way, when someone says the most hated comic writer, you probably think of the guy that ruined Spider-Man, or the guy that made Batman an incompetent or maybe the guy that blatantly hates superheroes. But the most hated writer is actually neither of them. It's John Byrne, aka the guy who made Man of Steel comics, Sensational She-Hulk, made the only Lex Luthor that actually works, and his X-Men run are easily in the top 5 runs of all time. So you might ask, why is he hated then? Well, it's not so much because of the works that he's done, even though he loves having younger-older relationships in his stories by, for example, making Professor X fall in love with Jean Grey, or being called out for continuously making the female hero become evil. It's more because of the things that he says online. Aside from his political opinions, which I'm not getting into, he seems to have a lot of problems with comic writers and, most importantly, comic readers. Which is funny because without him, many important elements of X-Men or Superman wouldn't even exist. Like, he legit is the titan of the industry, and many believe that in exchange to achieving his place, he gave up his sanity. But the thing that many people fail to understand about Byrne is that he was born in 1950 and started working for superhero companies as early as mid-70s. Which means that he's an old head who doesn't like comics and his ways to change. Which might have you mistake him for an egomaniac, but in this case you're probably right, because he actually believes everything he says is correct and factual. He also made Superman denounce his Kryptonian roots to be a proud American because of his political beliefs regarding immigration. I genuinely don't know what it is with writers using official superhero companies, which are huge assets to multi-billion-dollar companies, as their personal diary. And in John's case, he actually took that a step further, because in 2018 he wrote a fanfic comic of how he would have continued the story of X-Men after the Dark Phoenix saga, which you can look it up on his website. And he did that out of pure spite for Chris Claremont and Marvel Comics. He even went as far as to say he'd rather step in front of a bus than to become Marvel's editor-in-chief. But look, at the end of the day, he's a difficult person to work with and has pretty strong opinions about different stuff, but no one can ignore the fact that without him, we wouldn't have many great things in the industry that we have now. But I'm curious to know what you guys think of him. Please let me know in the comments below, like and subscribe to all the good stuff, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.